The UK's prospective withdrawal from the EU is widely known as Brexit, a portmanteau of Britain and exit. Following a referendum held on the 23rd of June 2016, in which 52% of votes cast were in favour of leaving the EU, the UK government intends to invoke Article 50 of the Treaty on EU, the formal procedure for withdrawing, by the end of March 2017. This, within the treaty terms, would put the UK on a course to leave the EU by March 2019. Brexit issues are economic, human and political issues discussed during the campaign about the withdrawal of the UK from the EU. What will be the UK relationship with the European Union after Brexit? Debates continue. Hate crime increase. We should know the reality. Viewers, I try to collect all the latest Brexit and immigration news regularly. If you like this video, please stay with me to follow my Facebook page and YouTube channel, and don't forget to like, comments, subscribe and share with your friends. Let's go to the news. Top orchestra quits Britain over Brexit migration clampdown. Concern from its musicians about travel restrictions mean the Oxfordshire-based EU Baroque is moving to Belgium. EU referendum, the claims that won it for Brexit, fact-checked. Brexit threatens social care jobs and funding. Leaving the EU could make social care recruitment harder, working conditions worse and funding sparser. Services for vulnerable people will suffer most. A Brexit that benefits agriculture is a Brexit that benefits the nation. Ministers, take note. Muriel Raymond, president of the NFU, puts forward the case for agricultural being at the heart of Brexit negotiations. Universities and Brexit. We've 2,500 EU students, talent we don't want to lose. Glasgow University's principal, Anton Muscatili, says fears about the UK's place in the research community post-Brexit are already affecting recruitment. Blair has a far bigger vision than saving us from Brexit. If anything, the former PM returned to warn us of single-issue fixation and against lazy generalizations. Brexit latest, public finances boosted in January by corporation tax receipts. The Chancellor is on course to hit his latest deficit reduction target set in November. How difficult, and how costly, is a hard Brexit? Leaving the EU without a deal and falling back on WTO rules would mean paying customs duties on British exports to the EU. Guardian calculations put the annual bill at $7.6 billion just in tariff costs. GB, the EU, how the Brexit negotiating teams line up. It's a long-awaited international fixture, and the Article 50 starting whistle is due to sound towards the end of March. In the Brexit match, tactics, teamwork and squad selection will eventually determine whether Team GB crashes ignominiously out of Europe, with the manner of departure dictated by Team EU, or leaves the pitch, head held high, on its own terms. Brexit, Scotland cannot stay in the EU under any circumstances, Scottish Secretary says. David Mundell says there are no easy assumptions about how long it would take country to rejoin bloc. In a Brexit circle, May is playing it close amid government tension. PM limits discussion of latest Brexit twists and turns to small group as some in cabinet try to pull her in opposing directions. Don't blame it on the sunshine, blame it on the Brexit. Richard Littlejohn says food manufacturers have been playing games with consumers over prices for years. A week's holiday could cost pensioner £2,500 in health insurance post-Brexit. A week in France could be prohibitively expensive, the Select Committee heard. Mark Carney finally gets it. The real risk is a Brexit boom. Come to France post-Brexit. Banks urged. French presidential candidate Emmanuel Macron has said he would like UK banks and workers to relocate to his country, following discussions with Theresa May. The British media are failing Brexit's test. American reporters are asking the kind of tough questions our children will be astonished we didn't. Top lawyers warn of human rights crisis after Brexit. Pressure on Theresa May to explain legal guarantees after Britain has left the EU. Britain must have a referendum on the final Brexit deal, former head of the civil service claims as peers are warned not to delay Article 50 bill. UK should expect a very hefty bill for Brexit, says Jean-Claude Juncker. European Commission President uses salty language to warn PM that Britain will not be able to negotiate cut-price exit from EU. Betting the house. How Brexit gamble could bring down the city. EU membership helped London become Europe's biggest financial centre. A hard Brexit could spell the end of its dominance. Thanks to Brexit, we can reshape our laws for the internet era. Tom Dugendat MP. Thank you for staying with me. See you in the next video.